Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Good morning, everybody. We got a special show today. We got MICKO, who is in the background. We're going to go live. We're going to do some live trading to watch how he does his thing. So that'll be pretty cool. In the meantime, we are going to go ahead and get started talking about the market. We just got some data that just came out. Let's take a look at it. Let's see here. Oh, calendar needs to be reset. All right, there it is. So Thursday, as it were. We had unemployment claims come out, and unemployment claims were a little bit lower than expected. Not much, more or less on target, just a little bit lower, a fraction of a percent lower than expected. So usually I see most of those effects in the Forex market. If I were to zoom in here on the euro, it just was a continuation of the move down. Now, of course, yesterday, interestingly enough, the market really moved higher on the FOMC news, right? It peaked up on the euro, and then it got slammed right down. And I think I'm wondering if a lot of people were expecting a surprise cut of 50 basis points. I know I talked about it, but I maintain that the odds of a 50 basis point cut were low. I even talked to our quant, and it was at like, something along the lines of 10%, maybe 20%. That was going to happen. Now, if a 50 basis point cut hit, then it could be that the market would have gone higher, but it was just the expected 25 basis point cut, and it's no use talking about what might have happened. What did happen was the market went higher, and then it got sold off, and that includes the Forex market. Whoops, I'm on the wrong screen. Apologies. The market went higher right here. You can see it, and then it just got slammed. And this happened also to a certain degree in the NASDAQ, but the NASDAQ ended up getting bought up again, right? So the currency market acted one way, NASDAQ another, and that's fine. You see here Wednesday the 17th, right as the news came out, the market rallied higher, and then you'll notice that it just continued to rally overnight, right? So you had the big kind of push up. Let me make sure I'm not in the right time zone here. Let's fix that. Right there at noon. So the market rallied up, sold off pretty hard. This is the NASDAQ, right? Sold off pretty hard. And then over the rest of the day was actually bought up into the close. And so it just kept rising up in the futures market and the overnight market. And we're seeing the market just continue up. So what it seems to be is that, of course, like I always say, is that the markets must go up. We've talked about this. When it comes to the equities market, people's retirements are in the market. The market is, basically everybody's confidence in the economy. That's not how it should be. It's not how it really is, but that's how it's perceived. And therefore, that's how it will be believed. And so the market must go up for a number of reasons. You have a lot of people who also are, and I mean big players who have used their stocks to leverage money to borrow to do major projects, right? And so much of that has gone on that there is so much contagion in the market that the market must continue up. And that's not just here in this country. A lot of people around the world have done so with the US equities market, and we can expect to see this continue. The Dow in particular has been pretty powerful, but it did sell off overnight. That's interesting. Where the NASDAQ went up and the Dow went down, there have been a lot of talks of money going into the tech market for the data centers that may have something to do with it. The Dow having rolled over just a little bit. I mean, this is on a very low time frame, folks. This is not a big deal. It is up since yesterday's news, that's for sure. Since the FOMC came out, you did have that same sell-off that everybody else had, some strange panic sell, who knows what it's about, and then it was bought up, just like all the rest of the indices. We just saw a little bit of a rollover starting early this morning in the futures market at about 5:30, 5:45 a.m. EST. So that happened in the Dow, not so much in the S&P, and the NASDAQ just continues up and seems to give no Fs about anything because that's where a lot of money is flowing. In the USDJPY, which is what we were talking about, this thing really sold off and snapped back up. And what we have to understand about USDJPY is that, first of all, the dollar has been getting weak for so long that it's eventually going to come back, and it might have already started doing so. The JPY, on the other hand, money flows from the stock market to the Japanese yen when the stock market is weak. Money flows from the Japanese yen into the stock market when the market is strong, and the market appears to be strong after yesterday's news. So if that's the case, if the market is going to continue to go up, money will leave the Japanese yen. And when you're looking at a Forex pair that is the USD versus the JPY, and the Japanese yen is getting weak, that means that comparatively the dollar is getting strong and the chart goes up. And this snapback that we saw yesterday was pretty remarkable. This happened right there Wednesday. The news came out and it just snapped right up. First of all, it sold off and then it snapped right back up within minutes, within like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and it did nothing but go up. So this is why the USDJPY is relatively, let's just use the term correlative to the NASDAQ. So this is what we're seeing in markets. Quick look at Bitcoin, and then we're actually going to bring on Mick. And Mick, I don't know if you're there or not, but we'll see. I know Mick had something to handle there. So Bitcoin, interestingly enough, has gone well past our 2 targets here that you see. So I will go ahead and delete those since we're already past that time. And, let me look in the algos to tell you how it actually is looking on the bias side of things. Let's just clean all this up. Okay, good. Yeah, Bitcoin just showing like there's a lot of gas left in the tank on this one. So I do not think the bull market is over. And just on a macro look, okay, September tends not to be a great month for Bitcoin. It tends not to be. It can be a positive month, but usually what you see is a weaker month in September and a stronger month in October. But just on a macro, I have a range for the all-time, or for this market, for this 4-year cycle. And we've already pierced that range. My range was 120 to 160,000 for the market high. Okay. And I expect that to be done by, Q1, if not Q4 this year, Q1 2026. And right now, Bitcoin is, reapproaching that area. And my sweet spot is about 145,000 roughly. Now, we are in a new world of, lots of large money going into the crypto world. Of course, the institutional money has been in crypto much longer than they'll tell you. But we have had them publicly enter as of this last cycle. So, the 4-year cycle technically should go to about 145,000, but you never know with all the new stuff happening in crypto and everything. We could see Bitcoin go well past. I mean, it could go to any, the sky's the limit. But if I were a betting man, which I literally am, I would say 145 is my sweet spot. We got V the Gorilla in. V, how you doing, sir?
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Good. We got MICKO here. He's going to be trading live. We're going to stay live here on YouTube. Of course, I'm going to open up the chat in the private live lab because there are those in there who protest YouTube and won't use it. But that said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep the stream on YouTube for today, and we'll go for at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So
Sure.
Hold on a second. Got to kill some noise there. And MICKO's going to trade live. We're going to see him do his thing. So before we get into that, V, is there, first of all, how's your morning going?
I'm doing good, my man. Hanging in there.
Well, good. Are you, we saw the 25 basis point cut yesterday. We saw the expected, that was what the odds were, and that's what we got. And the market is just continuing up. And as I just got done telling everybody, the market must go up, right? This is just, we're in that time of if the market goes down, too many things break. It can go down temporarily. I'm not saying it won't go down, but over time, the market must go up. We can't see a true correction, though we should be seeing. We'll probably never see that. And by the time we do see that, we're looking at a whole new financial world. So what do you think we see here in the next, I don't know. I know it's hard to predict, but what do you think we see just for the rest of the year? Do we see market go up, or what do you think?
Yeah, market's gonna go up. We're gonna be market's gonna go up. What next year's gonna look like is gonna be very interesting. You see, the whole Charlie Kirk thing. You have to understand how this is impacting everything else. It's a ripple effect, and it's a ripple effect that I'm starting to track. I don't know what next year is going to look like now. I think there's two scenarios. We even go higher going into next year, or we're about to see some sort of a major pullback. We're about to see the unleashing of more chaos, not only in the markets, but also within this country. Things that we've never seen before, or more extreme things that we've never seen before, is about to occur. So hold on to your, hold on to your coffee, right? Hold on to your butts, strap yourselves in. It's anyone's guess. We're in uncharted territory right now, guys. I could probably have more data as we roll through the rest of this month, getting into November. But right now, I think the market's going to go up. How it's going to look in 2026, entering it, I don't know.
Yeah, the Charlie Kirk thing kind of threw a wrench in the works for the macro, didn't it?
Yep.
Because, you would think, well, what does Charlie Kirk have to do with markets, right? Well, Charlie Kirk is symbolic. And so it's a line that got crossed. And Charlie Kirk is a civilian, really. So when you have such things happen, you're entering into a time when there's going to be, I think, more violence, unfortunately. I hope not. I'd love if things calm down and people got cooler heads, but it just doesn't seem that's not the trend. The trend is people are just getting crazy. We're seeing Antifa labeled as a terrorist organization. So what we have to understand about that is that they want to go after, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, they want to go after the guys who are, I don't think they care about your, 21-year-old loser liberal arts college student who, gets paid $20 an hour to go protest and, yell in the streets. And then he goes home and, plays on his PS5 and touches himself to free porn. I think, which is like 95% of Antifa, if not more. I think they're going after the money. I think they're going after the guys who funded Antifa. It's because Antifa is just it's mostly a rent-a-mob. Those kids wouldn't. It's astroturfed. I'm sure you got a couple guys who are the real deal, and they're going to fight for the cause no matter what. But 95% or more of them are just hired kids, and you cut off the money, you got no more Antifa. So this was designated as a terrorist organization. And what I think is going to happen is that they're going to use that to go after whoever funded it. And I think we all know many of the sources of money that are, floating around in the black pools, and it's coming from NGOs. That's what they're doing. So whether or not they're going to be successful is another story. But when you have those kind of things happen, there is a faction of people that will get desperate. And then you get things like Charlie Kirk, right? So, Europe, as a matter of fact, is what I think is the epicenter of a lot of this stuff. And they're being starved out economically as well. And they're losing their grip on a lot of things. So I think they're getting desperate. And when they get desperate, that, this is when you get actual true terrorism. So, Charlie Kirk is, I think, maybe the beginning of that sort of a thing, of some maneuvering. And, if they're willing to just kill a civilian in broad daylight on live TV, who knows what they're willing to do. So, and that can affect the markets if it gets bad enough. What the hell is this? So that said, yeah, all of the algos say the markets are going up.
Yeah.
And the markets have to go up in order to fund all the crap that they're, trying to do. That's the only way to do it. The markets must go up. So for now, that's what I expect. What I'm going to do now, though, is we're going to go ahead and invite MICKO up on the screen. And I'm just going to share the screen. And we're going to watch MICKO do his thing today. So MICKO, you should be unmuted. No, There you go. You can talk now. How are you, sir?
Yep. Good morning, everybody. Not too bad. Jeez, you're making me nervous with this big intro.
Oh yeah, no, it's don't do that. Everybody here is pretty mellow. Micko, you're well, I don't want to say where you are, but you're definitely on a different part of the planet than.
I think he's from the land down under, Mike.
Yeah, let's. I mean, that's
yes. I'm from there, but currently somewhere else at the moment.
Exactly.
Good on you.
Currently in Asia. Currently in Asia. We'll say I'm in Asia at the moment. That's it.
I'm going to help with your microphone. Got some funkiness there. Hopefully that helps. I had to change a mic setting for you. There you go. No, I did it. I can do it on my end. So what we'll do here is I've got your screen and I'm going to present your screen here. Let's see if I can do it this way. There we are. Okay, so the format of today's show is going to be a little bit different. And I know, V, you may have to drop out at some point. But we'll go for, we usually do here on Algo Factory. We go for about 10 minutes. We look at some charts, and we do that for YouTube to see, and Rumble and X and all that. And then what we end up doing is we do the private live lab. And we're going to do something special today. Mick's going to show us how he does his trades. Because, Mick, I've been following your trades. And you do a really good job, especially with kind of the lower time frame stuff. And you seem to be consistently winning. So we're just going to kind of watch you do your thing today. And we can, this is the thing about trading that people must understand. Trading is something that, it takes time. There's a lot of patience. Even if you're going to day trade, which means that you're just kind of doing these quick trades in and out, if you will. Then what you're going to do at that point is you still have to wait. You might have to sit there for a half hour. You might have to sit there for who knows how long, right? So that said, we're just going to watch you trade and kind of let you talk us through your process. So what's your day kind of start like, Mick? When you're going to just get up, get your coffee, even if whether it's morning or evening for you, I imagine no coffee in the evening. But when you start your trading kind of day, if you will, what does that look like? Can you walk us through that?
Well, it all depends pretty much. Well, obviously I trade a lot of I used to trade a lot of Asian time frames. So I'd wake up in the morning. I found over the years, basically trading from about 9 o'clock in the morning till say 11:30, you seem to get most of the pips out of that time frame. Before that time is just way too much chop. You just get chopped around, taken out, stopped out, and everything else. I find certain time frames, 2 to 3 hours is all you need, and then you have your break after that. And then I might jump in again from about the London session, say about whenever I go to pick up the kids from school, which will usually be about 3 o'clock, you always seem to get stopped out and everything else. So generally I won't trade again till London session, say from about 4:30 till about 6:30. Then I'll have my dinner, everything else. And then I'll jump on again at night time. Generally you're 8:30 at night till say about midnight, trade the US session, which obviously the US session is it's a lot more practical. There's a lot more money involved in it. It's just so much quicker. It's a lot less mucking around.
The US session better than the Asian session then?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, definitely. It's just so much quicker. You can make your money a lot more quicker that way. All it is that US session, you just got to watch out for 9:30, which is basically the market open. Well, 9:30 my time anyway. As I'm talking, it's my time. So 9:30 p.m. So basically at that time you find, for the next 15-20 minutes at 9:30, you just got to watch out for the stop runs. Basically, that's the hard part. So you just got to be really quick on the keyboard for that time frame. So that's where you just cut it down to about your 3-minute time frame, 10 minutes tops. And on my Awada trading platform, I'll stick it on the 1 minute for that one. And specifically for that time frame, So what are we at? 8:50 at the moment. So it's a little bit early, but sometimes what I'll show you what I do on the market open. All right, I'll find the highest volume point. For example, I will share screen on the NASDAQ. Let's do the 10-minute, for example. I will maximize that. All right, let's go here. So, for example, back up there. Where is this one? See this high volume here? It's the highest volume bar here. This one right here.
I see it there.
Okay, I'll click on that. I'll get a rectangle. This is a good little scalping trick I like to use as well, actually. I find even throughout the day and everything else, it's pretty good throughout different times. Get on there. Doesn't matter what time you trade it, actually. See, all right, it's entering it now, basically. See how it kind of respects it already? It's just me putting that bar on there, that little box on this candle here. See how it kind of respects it all the time?
Yeah, do me a favor and
on and off it.
Stretch that out a bit, Mick. So like on the y-axis, like we talked about, so the audience can see. No, the other way. Stretch it out vertically. So yeah, there you go.
Like that.
There we go. Yeah, that way everybody can see what you're talking about. And then if you're not using those indicators on the bottom right now, you could always double click on the screen and get rid of those as well.
Which one? Are these two on the bottom?
If you're not using them.
I'll leave it on just for now, just so I can see if there's anything going on. I might take a trade myself.
No, it's good. If you're using them, that means you're using them. Don't shut them down. Looks like you have.
I utilize it.
Is that that looks like ADX plus DI?
Yes, it is. The top one, I believe so. ADX plus DI. Yes. Yeah. It's that one. Is that the one you use?
I have used it in the past. So you're at this point, do you wait for price to come down to the bottom of that range and then you buy it up?
No, sometimes I look for obviously divergences, higher lows, lower lows. You can look for that type of stuff. I'll see if I can maximize it a bit more. No, there you go. All right, so it's starting to cross over the top already. Green's starting to come down. We've got lower lows on the green. There's a possible short there, see? It's inside the box. We might get down to here. That probably would have been one I'd taken a long time ago, but I actually have got an order up here, which I put on probably about a week ago for, have a quick look now, on the NASDAQ.
That dotted line is an order that you put on for a short?
Yes. So that actually got pretty close to it today, actually. 25076. 25076.
Okay.
And the high was today 25555.
Yeah, you would have. You
still
would
got the rest of the day.
Yeah, of course, you would be in profit on that if it had hit. So to explain to the audience, because there's probably some new people watching, and they might know all of the. They might not know all of what they're seeing on the screen. So let me do something real quick to make this a little cleaner. Give me one moment.
So even just here, I could have taken a little one. So around here, see how you're starting to get the divergences there in the ADX. So you got the higher, then it goes lower low, lower low. So I probably could have taken one just here, just going off this even before it crossed. But it is a little bit dangerous because it's still a little bit above. But now it's starting to head back down.
So you're using the ADX DI. How are you using that? Can you do me a favor and expand on the ADX to show us how you're actually using it?
Okay.
But you could, yeah, that's how you do it right there. It's to the far right. The next one over. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and undo that, and then that one right there.
Okay, just for example here. So here, you already know you're getting higher highs, lower lows. Lower highs. You see it here, higher, low, high, still lower than that, still higher than this one, higher. So there you go. That would have obviously been a bit of a run there if you look back at your chart. Then it's crossed into here. So we've probably got a bit of downside here, but maybe not. Can still keep going up because this still hasn't actually turned yet.
So are you actually
Here again,
comparing
starting to get lower lows.
so are you actually using some kind of a crossover with the DI over the ADX itself?
Yes, if it does cross, I still do use it sometimes. No, I still use it when it crosses. Yes. Like here, it's about to
What I'm
start
actually
crossing soon.
asking
The
is
green has
the
crossed yet.
crossover relevant to your trade? So if the green crosses over what looks like that dark blue, is that relevant to you or no?
Yes and no. Yes and
Okay.
no. I don't totally rely on it. No.
Like, I've
But then
never seen
sometimes you're coming in
anybody
way too late as well. Yep.
I've never seen anybody use that any kind of cross like that. I've always only watched where the green and the red DI cross each other. Where the green is above, that means that price is bullish. The red is above, that means the price is bearish. And then as the
Yep.
ADX, which is the darker line, as that heads up, you're getting an increase in volatility. And then as it heads down, that's a decrease in volatility. That's how I've always used the ADX plus DI.
As in here, as in this spot right here, when the blue
That's right.
starts to come down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a decrease in
Well,
volatility.
yeah, I do look at that as well. I do look at that as well. Yes, if I do notice that start coming down. But sometimes, working on what's this, September 18th. Let's just look at this on the screen here. September 18th at 6:20. September 18th, 6:20. Let's just see what it does. Oh, hang on. I need to go back there. Oh, no. All right, what am I doing here?
You got yourself into your trading panel there. I think on the top right, you can
Right,
close.
there
There
you
you go. Yep.
Oh, yep. All right, there we go. So 6:20 today. 6:20. Let's go back. Where did it start? 6:20. Oh yeah, so it started to head down. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, so that could have been an entry. Going off what you said there, that could have been an entry as well. What's there? 25, 24, 520. So yeah, you still got a lot more movement. You would have been stopped out. Well, yeah, not really. Depends how hard the stop was.
Do you see any entries coming for you today?
Well, I've only just pretty much jumped on the computer just before we started talking. But you can already see the NASDAQ. It likes that little box. So I'll click back into that again. What's it doing this for? I want to get into that separate box, collapse pane. There you go. That's the one I want. There you go. All right. See how inside this little volume box that I was talking about before?
Yes.
See that one? See, it's actually doing quite well there, so I could have taken that trade there. But we're talking, that's fine. Just showing you what's going on. The next one could be, okay, if it closes outside this box, you can take the trade, but I don't necessarily like taking it as it closes outside, because most of the time you get faked out like this one. See it closed outside the box, it'll come up, and it'll just take you out. So that's where if anything, I like to take the risk at the top, and I'll short there. So if it comes up, yeah, it's not going to come up too much further. If it does, oh, well, you get stopped out, I know a lot of people like confirmation. Oh, wait for it to come outside the box, but then how high do you have to have your stop as well? That means you're going to have the stop way outside the box. Whereas if you entered here at the top of the box, you can have your stop just up here or just above these ones. Whereas if you're coming in now,
don't let my talking distract you. We'll focus
sorry.
on the trades.
Yep.
No,
well, NASDAQ's probably gone a little bit too far for me at the moment. Let's see where it can go back, because like I said, I've got that order going for a long. So let's see if we can get something out of here. It's 10-minute, but it's too short. Okay, and this is another one I like to use. All right, see, I've just put the volume profile on. A lot of people like to go for these big, long, thick ones. Yes, they're good, but I find for liquidity grabs, they go in these little boxes right here where there's not much. So what I'll do is I'll get another little box. I like my little boxes. We all love our boxes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go here. I'll draw one there. And there you go. I'll look for an entry here. If I'm going to go long, I'll either look for one here at the top of it or at the bottom or inside, or there's one down here as well. So 24,400 basically. So we've got the first one at 24,450-ish. 24,450-ish. Let's see what it does there. We've got another one here, but I prefer to get this entry right here.
Yeah, when you have those volume nodes, when there are no volume nodes, what it's usually doing is it's heading down towards where there are volume nodes, but when it can't get past where there's no volume because there's no liquidity. So you tend to see a repulsion there. It'll reject and it'll head up.
Yeah, so I kind of look at it as that's where they want to go for liquidity. They'll take it into there. Yeah, well, that's how I look at it anyway. So if they want to do a liquidity run, that's where they'll do it. Like perfect example was back on the JPY. I was spewing actually. Yesterday I had the day off. I haven't slept much lately. I had an order on the JPY for, what was it? This was my alert. So I think it was about 145.55, I think it was. I didn't put the order on, but if we go here, it looks like it would have hit. And that was just basically going off one of those liquidity runs. No, that one wasn't liquidity runs. That was just all these wicks here. Let's go on to the daily. I'll show you.
Well, what were you just looking at earlier? Was that USDJPY? Not
that was the NASDAQ.
That was the NASDAQ. Okay.
Yeah, that's the NASDAQ I was looking at before.
Gotcha.
Now I was just talking about the NASDAQ. Yeah, now we're on the JPY. I put this order on probably about a week ago. It would have been just over a week ago. But my order ended up running out. So I think on a WANDA, it only goes for 1 week, your orders. So I woke up this morning thinking, oh, yes, my order just got hit. There's a nice pump up. I look, my order must have run out. Well, you get that. So let's see what it would have hit. So I think it was 55. I put it at 155.55. What was it? 145.48.3. So yep, I would have got it. That was a nice little bounce. Basically, I was just going with that one there. It's just all these wicks. Hang on, I'll try and expand it.
Just while you're talking about this, you might want to keep an eye on that because you might be heading into your buy zone.
Yep. Hang on, I don't like all the ADX and all that. That looks like
if you can move the screen back over to NASDAQ so everybody else can see it.
Oh yeah. So
there we are.
Got the
NASDAQ keep an eye on that. You're good.
Yep.
So you're right into that buy zone.
Looks like it's starting to lock into that downside, but looks like it's starting to lock into the downside, but that's the only issue. Oh, yes, there you go. Got a bit of a bounce off that box, little one. Let's see if we get a little bit more. Then I might take a little punt on this one. But hang on. Let me quickly check my 3 hours and everything else. Let's go back. It's gone into it now. Where are we? Yeah. What do we got here? That's still locked and loaded.
See what Mick's doing right now, just for the audience here. Mick's looking at his higher time frame. So when he flips to this 5-panel screen, what he's doing is looking at all of his other metrics to see if everything lines up for the trade that he wants. So he flips out to that to look at the higher time frame or the mid time frames, and then he'll go back down and trade a lower time frame. And you're trading on the 10-minute time frame.
Yeah, that is the 10-minute. Lower time frame still looks very weak. But in the high time frame, 3 hour, looks like we may get across to the bearish side. But we're still bullish on the daily, still bullish on the weekly. Looks like we might get what are we on the weekly? If it starts to pull back now, it's going to be another lower low on the ADX. But we are getting that bounce. Not much of a signal, but I might give it a little crack. I'll put a little small order on. Where are we? 466. What do I want? 55. Oh, it's starting to get away from me already. All right, doesn't matter. I'll give it another few more minutes, and we'll see if we can get back down, maybe a little bit lower. Do one more little sweep. Hopefully, we can do another little sweep. Take out a few more stops.
And if you're looking right at it, let's if you can just expand the trading screen if you're simply focusing on that, so everybody can see what you're doing. There you are.
Yeah.
So so people understand, MICKO does something that a lot of professional traders do, is he finds a level that he wants to enter and he puts in what's called a limit order. And that way the market comes to him. So he's not jumping into the market, fumbling into a position. He waits for an optimal price that he chooses and the market comes to him. And that way he controls, where the price is going to go in and such things. So that's going to give you the best risk to reward ratios. It's going to give you the best scenarios for trading. The only disadvantage is that once in a while the market runs away from you, but 9 times out of 10 it's not gonna.
I'm just going to put a small one on the NASDAQ. I'd like it just to go a little bit lower because whoever bought then, it likes to take out everyone's buys. So, all right, it's done one candle. I'm on the minute now on my Wanda chart. So, all right,
Okay.
It's got what I wanted. That 48, so I'll get it at 50. No, don't run away from me now. I'll do a buy stop for this one. I'll do it to come back down.
There
Buy
it is.
stop. All right, so it's heading back down. All right, it's about to hit my order. Yep, there you go. I'm in.
Okay, can you give us
I'm in at
on the trading view screen, can you give us a long box so we can see what your trade looks like, long short?
okay. Well, basically, I'll give him up 24,449.2. I think the low was 24,446, and we're starting to get a bounce now. So hang on. You know what? I very rarely do the what do you call? What were you just talking about then? What did you want me to do?
The long box. So if you go, you just grab one of those, and that way everybody can see what you're doing on the screen. It's the next one down from there. It's that one. I think no, that's not the one. One more down from there. One more down from there. That's it. You should see that long position right there. And then you just click wherever you entered on the current candle, and it'll put it up there for you.
Yeah.
And then you just adjust, up and down. It looks like you got a couple of them. And then
just 2 seconds here. I'll just got to quickly put my stop loss on. Just in case it turns on me.
Handle that. Take care of that first.
And usually I'll just put a set stop loss, as in I'll usually pick an amount. It could be $50, $30, whatever, 100, depends on what kind of run I'm after. Generally, if I'm just after a small scalp, it might only be $30, $50, something like that. And who cares if you get done on that? It's not a big deal. Especially on the scalping side of things. So some people have 2% or whatever it is. I just usually got my set amount. I tend to lose, and that's it. So
you got your stop loss set?
Yes. So I'll put it down to where my stop is.
And then what we'll do is once we put that down to where the stop is, I'll have you center that on the screen so everybody can actually see what's going on.
There you go.
And then your take profit does where the top of the green box goes.
All right, take profit. So I'm going to go for my.
Oh, that's a nice risk to reward. What is that? A 3-to-1 better?
62. Yep. But the only thing that I'm worried about now is it's 9 o'clock, so it's getting close to that 9:30, and that's when all the shenanigans start, as far as I'm aware of. I hate that when it gets to that time frame there.
You're nicely in
profit. I'm in a good position at the moment.
Yeah, you're at a better than 1-to-1 as it stands. So can you stretch that out so everybody can see, kind of stretch it out horizontally a little bit, vertically a little bit, just so people can see what's going on there. That's good. And then there you go. So you see how Mick has the green right there, and there's the green and the red, that those two boxes that he put on there. It's one box that's split into green and red. And if this trade went all the way to where Mick wants it to go, it looks like to me about a 5-to-1. So you're winning 5 times as much as you're risking. But as it stands right now, you're at a 1-to-1. You've already gotten into profit, pretty close to making as much as you've risked, is what it looks like to me.
Yep.
Yeah, you literally.
So far.
Yeah, you could
We'll
if you
see what the
wanted
open
to.
does.
If your metrics were, telling you to get out, if you got out right now, let's say that you risked $100, you're probably right now sitting at about $120 in profit.
Yeah, but
For us,
for this time frame, I don't like to put too much on it this time frame. But yeah, because like I said, 9:30 is when it starts getting gnarly. So it starts getting a bit hectic at that time frame. So usually, if I'm going to go in a bit heavier, probably about 10:30 at night. So once the open's finished, everything's cleared up. Because even this time frame, yeah, it starts getting a bit wild and wacky around now. So at this point, I just like to scalp here bits here and there, probably your 50, 100. Yeah, after your 9:30, once that starts to come in, that's when you can start making your 100, your 200, your 200 in the trade, 100, 200, especially on the NASDAQ. They could just start peeling 100 points just on that open.
no, that's
basically.
lovely. Yeah, that's smart. You don't want to get too heavy. I mean, we're 20 minutes to the NASDAQ open. So of course you're playing in dangerous waters if you're going to try to put lots of money on there, because there's always tomfoolery that happens around that time, right?
Yep, that's why in these time frames, if I can just scalp out, especially living in Asia at the moment, if I was still living in Australia, well, you need to basically earn 2,000 a week, $2,000 a week, 2,000 a week to survive. Here in Asia, if you pull out your 500-600 a week, Aussie anyway, that's plenty of money here. So you don't have to stress, going in hard and panicking and stressing all night and everything else, and going too heavy. So, that's the good thing about living in Asia anyway.
I got another friend down there. She says Australia, like Astraya, Australia.
Australia, yeah, that's the crocodile man. That's how he speaks. That's a long time ago. None of us actually speak like that. Australia, yeah, that's close. Yeah, the real Aussies, but I'm more of a European Aussie. So I'm Portuguese background and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, my mom's.
So I'm still a big bogan at heart anyway. The Aussie bogans, as we like to be called.
Yeah,
I'm definitely still one of them.
The Boygans.
I was born and raised in Australia, so. All right, well, that's one trade anyway we've got on at the moment. So, all right, I'm going to put an alert on that, and let's look at something else. What do we got? Hang on, we just
The alert that you're putting on this, is it a price alert or is it a different kind of alert?
I'm just going to put an alert now, just so if it starts to head back down.
Okay.
And look at it again. Yep. So all right.
Yeah, you're
so
nicely into profit. You're probably doubled your risk at this point. So I mean, hypothetically, had you put in $100, you'd be in $200 profit right now.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I don't know what exchanges are some of you guys using. I'm using Oanda, and you hear that all the time. Oh, if you're putting in 100, so hang on now. I could be putting down 1,000 or something like that, for example. And if you put down 1,000, you probably. What's that? Well, mine's. We don't really get that back. So it's like, yeah, I spoke to someone else on a different exchange. They're like, oh, you put this much down and you're up that much. It's like, what? Well, what's the leverage on that? Awanda's only 50x.
Oh, well, yeah, we're not
50x,
talking about how much. I don't mean how much margin you're putting down. I'm referring to how much you're risking. So there's a difference there.
Oh, the risking.
Yeah, so if you're that red box on the bottom there, the red part of the box, if price went down to the bottom of that, and I'm talking in basic terms for people who don't really know what they're looking at. So if that red box right there, if price goes to the bottom of that and it goes against Mick and he loses his trade, well, he's going to lose a certain amount of money, and that's called the risk. So if you stop out and you lose $100, you have risked $100, right? Now, to get a trade of this size using leverage, you might even be putting 1,000 or two, but that's not really what's pertinent. What's pertinent, what matters, is what you're risking. The rest of it's all just pixie dust and numbers. So in this case, if price goes down below that box, hypothetically, just based on what I'm seeing right now, if Mick had risked $100, meaning that if price stopped out and the trade didn't go his way and he lost his money, then right now he'd be, I think, about $160, maybe $200 in profit, just based on where price is right now. So, excuse me, so I got a little hiccup there.
No
But
drums.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
what that you're about.
Yeah,
You're about
that's
2
it.
to 1 right now.
Sounds good. All right. Let's look at the next one. So what have we got? So NASDAQ still going. What else can we do here? Oh, there you go. Drew this one before. The pound's already done it twice. Hang on. Share this one. Can you see the pound now? Can you see the
Let's
British
see.
pound?
I can see the British pound. Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, I need to expand it. This is a little box I drew earlier from there. Yeah, but it's already gone into it twice in the last. Oh, this is the 3 hour. Okay, so it's hitting it now. This is a bigger time frame. This one coming in the second time. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to take this one. Could just be doing a little bit of a flush of this candle. The problem is you can start to see we're starting to get a bit of a higher high here coming up, but it still hasn't crossed yet. So it's still quite bullish on the 3 hour, technically. I could take a bounce here, but too iffy at the moment. But if it's going to come down, I'd say my next entry, if I was to take the entry, would be either this one. Well, that one was earlier. I missed out on that one. That was what's that, a few days ago. See what I like about these boxes? It seems to work quite well. That's what I like about these little boxes, these little things. Or if not, I do the volume, like I showed you with the NASDAQ, that volume candle seems to work quite well. Look, if we go back to the NASDAQ again, so look at that short you would have had just there, just by using that box. That's just off the volume. So now, actually, just using that theory, let me do something here. I'm still on the 10 minute. So, all right, 10 minute. What was that one? That was the highest volume back there. So now we've got a new box here forming. Just going off. This is like a scalp theory, this one. So I can put another box on this one now. See, that's the highest volume candle going back through here. I can put another one on there, but then you start getting too many boxes. So just for this sake, I won't do too many boxes because then you start confusing yourself. But I know already this is the candle I'm after. If it starts trading above this candle, I can look for it to keep going higher. Well, at least for a retest here, if not back inside here. So I'll quickly do another box just to show everyone. Okay. If you're coming in, say later, for example. So like we're looking to take a trade now, basically. Okay, that's your new highest point of the volume candle. See, it's hit that box there.
Yeah, it tapped the top of the box in a new candle. It almost makes you wonder if it's time to exit your long.
Yes, but not yet. We'll still keep going because it can muck around inside this box for a long time. That's the thing, and we've got 10 minutes to go as well. Well, 12 minutes to go before open. So I might even put stop to entry coming up shortly. And I'll give it a few more minutes and we'll see how we go, whether I put a stop to entry or not. See how that volume box, it's a good little trick. So it's something I learned over time. Well, there was a time there I sat in front of this computer for hours and hours, nearly all day, because I had an injury and I wasn't working. So I was like, okay, I didn't have much cash or nothing, but I was okay, it doesn't matter. Started off small. I just kept trading. And my thing was, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm not playing with much money, but now's a different ball game. But back then, yeah, like I said, I wasn't working, so I just had all the time in the world. Kids are at school. I just studied price action. What does this do? When does it eat? When does it sleep? When does it go to the toilet? Well, can I swear here or shit? When does it shit basically? When does it eat, sleep, and shit? Each chart, whether it's silver, the euro, or Aussie, or whatever. You just pick 5 or 6 certain things and just study them hard. What do they do at this time? When did they move? 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock? All right, that's the time I trade, or that's the time I'll put bigger trades on. In between those time frames, don't waste your time. In some ways, it was good to start small because you learn, but then it was a good way to learn without getting burnt so much. But then in another way, you're starting bad habits as well. Bad habits is in you're looking for bigger runs. You're looking for bigger runs all the time when really half the time you don't need the bigger runs. You're after the small little runs and then get out. Whereas if you're playing with small money, you always have to look for the big 2-3 candles of 3-hour charts and stuff like that. Whereas you start putting $1,000 or $2 down, $1,000 or $2 down, or 3,000 or whatever down. All you need is a few points or 20 pips. You get your 20 pips and 30 pips. Nice little run. Catch you later. That's done. Depends what you want to earn. I'm just happy with a day's wage. That's how I look at it. I don't need to be rich millionaire. $5,000 a day or $1,000 a day. Well, as long as it pays me my day's wage, I'm happy with that.
Well, and that's I want to comment on that, but before we get there, I've got Epic Builds with the question. Why did the NASDAQ dip right after the rate drop and future rate drips in play? Well, you have to understand, the markets are not this thing where this one thing happens and this other thing has to happen afterwards. For one thing, the NASDAQ, it took a slight dip, but it went up. We got NASDAQ all-time highs overnight. So second of all, the rate cut that we saw was already priced into the market. Everybody knew that we were going to get 25 basis points. So, if the market is very confident that we're going to see that, then that's going to get bought up ahead of time, which is why you see this big gap up on Monday, right? And it's why you see the markets just running up. I mean, going back all the way to really the beginning of the month, the markets have done nothing but go up. So the market moved up because it knew we were going to see that cut anyway. So this is why, the market did go up. It just didn't go up when you expected it to. And then it did. It kept going up overnight. So, I mean, you had a little dip, prices dip, here and there in a day. But remember, you're not looking at crypto, Epic Builds. You're looking at the stock market. It's a very different animal. As people look at crypto, they worry about what happens every 5 minutes. The stock market's a different animal altogether. You got to look at what happens over days and weeks, right? And then that's why with, like Mick's doing, trading these technicals, that's why trading the technicals makes sense, because yes, news can affect the charts, but in the end, the macro trend is going to be a little bit more important. And Mick, what you were speaking to is like you were injured. You just kind of started trading, spending a lot of time in front of the screens. You're not trying to get rich. You're just trying to, make a little money, whatever it is. And with that, said, I think that, let me delete that real quick. I had to clean the screen up for you a little bit. This is, I think, a proper attitude, because you have a lot of people who think that they're going to go start trading and they're just going to get rich clicking buttons in their cave. And this is not how trading works. Trading is a marathon, and you got to do like Mick, where, you've just sat there, you figured it out. You're not trying to get rich. You're just grinding out a consistent profit. And that's the way to go. Just a little commentary on what you were
also
saying.
On that last point also on that last point you're saying, as in, I agree with you on a lot of those things in regards to the markets, as in why it's getting sold off now, as in, everyone was expecting the rate cut. And so the market was already going up for the last week to 2 weeks, basically. Oh, don't worry, I got pinched a few times going short a little bit too early when I shouldn't have been going. I'd get my signals to go short. I'd take the short. But then, I'd get my maybe 100 points or something, but you think, sit on it, should dump a lot more. No. So I think, like I told you with the gold last week or whatever, I think it was last week I told you, I'm expecting gold, once they do the rate cut, gold's probably going to head down from there. Everyone's expecting it to go up. That's what the market likes to do. If everyone's expecting it to go one way, expect it to go the other way when the announcement comes out. Do the opposite, basically. Whatever the market thinks, I'm a bit of a contrarian like that. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing you get done, but most of the time I find the market's already priced it in most of the time, exactly like you were saying before. It prices all that in beforehand. So when the announcement actually comes out, it generally does the opposite of what everyone's expecting. So gold's probably going to rise for maybe another couple of days, and it could probably keep going. Who knows? But it's just because everyone's expecting it to. Like Bitcoin's a perfect example of that. Oh, it's going to 150,000. Oh, okay. When everybody says that, expect it to go lower. When everybody's thinking, it's going to 80, 90,000, expect it to go higher. It's just yes and no. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think you know what I'm trying to say there.
Well, that's so a contrarian mindset is profitable in trading, because what they what the way that when you're watching news,
all this is it's used against us. All this stuff is used against us. Even the trading, the technical analysis, and all that. That's used against us. They know. I think the big boys. They know where everybody's going to buy. They know where everybody's going to. The breakout. Oh, even breakouts. Oh, I hate buying breakouts. Generally, they just turn against you. Yes and yes and no. Generally, I like to actually buy the candle after a breakout. Say if it's breaking out to the upside, I like to get the next one, the next candle of the breakout. So say the second candle of the breakout. I actually like to short that. I know it's dangerous, but sometimes that works out. A lot of the times it works out very well. That was on the euro, so I have a look.
Okay. Yeah, it's if I see a breakout, I tend to if I'm going to try to trade breakouts, it depends on the situation, what the algos are saying. But if it is not the strongest breakout, then yeah, I'm going to look for probably a pullback after that breakout.
Yeah, well, if not exactly, if you are going to go the long, wait for the stop run. Obviously it goes up, stops everyone out, and then goes back up again. That's what I find it usually does.
Yep.
Usually likes to take everyone out of the market first before it does the big run. That's what you got to be careful of. Sometimes you get lucky and it just keeps going. But yeah, I find a lot of the time, it likes to stop everyone out first, get everyone excited, then take everyone, do a big stop run, and then it goes for it.
Yeah, that's the more typical, and it's not about being right every time. It's about being right most of the time.
No, exactly. That's where you just can't be scared sometimes to lose a little bit of, got this one wrong. Oh, well, you go again. Sometimes you got to go 2-3 times to get it right. But then the third one, there you go. You got it. The third one makes up for all the other 2 losses, the other 2 to 3 losses. That's it.
Yeah, it does if you have a good, if you have a proper risk to reward ratio, it does.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. But I don't like to put big stocks. So I don't mind you losing short little bits, little bits of crumbs here and there. Oh well, I lose a little bit. You see some people put huge stocks. I do not like huge stocks because then basically you can have a few good little scalps or whatever. Say 5 good little scalps. One big stop run. If you got your stop way too far, there goes all your profit. 5 wins gone in one shot because your stop is just way too far. Yeah, it gives you a lot more wiggle room. But then, if you get an announcement comes out or hits 9:30, which is about to right now, shenanigans like to happen. They do big stop runs. Depends what you're trading. That big stop run can get taken out. Well, there's my take profit got taken off there. That just went off the screen. I don't know. Did
you just take profit?
I had the wrong tab on. No. I just I accidentally pressed the wrong button, then so I'll put it back on.
We lost your box there.
Yeah, I think I was on the NASDAQ for a bit. So, not NASDAQ, I was on the euro. I think I was sharing the euro before, about a couple of minutes ago before I started talking. I was getting excited talking there.
That's all right.
Put this back on. All right. Get that one off.
It looks like you put a few on there.
I hardly use this. Yeah. What was it? 24.
It's from what I can see, the original box is still on there.
No, I just put it back on.
Ah, okay. Because you got 2 boxes on there now.
No, should only be 1 now. Can you see 2?
Well, if you zoom back in, I could probably tell you. Yeah, I see 2 boxes. You got a smaller box in the bottom there.
Yeah, 2. Oh, okay. Does that matter for now, or you want me to take it off?
You just click on it and delete it. Click on it, hit delete button.
That looks like the small. Yep, that's the small one. All right, got rid of that one. That's good. All right, here we go. See the market open? Yeah, this is terrible.
Shenanigans.
Oh, so far, so good. Hang on. I'm going to put it on break even. Break even.
Oh, yeah, you put your stop to entry. That's good.
Yeah.
So just so I can explain to the audience, what he's done here off screen on his actual exchange is he's put his stop loss to where he entered. That means that if the price were to go where he originally entered the trade, then he would be out of the trade without losing any money. And that's just a safety thing to do because the market just opened, the actual equities market, the stock market just opened, and he's trading the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is, the stock market. So it looks like you might be out of the trade.
Not just yet.
Not yet. Okay,
Not
you're
just
still,
yet. Just
standing
about
by.
to. Yep, gone right now. That's it.
Okay, so
Gone.
you
There you go. Oh, and it bounced. Yeah, of course it did.
well, that's all right. You can always
Yep.
get back in.
Oh, too late now. Yeah, it's starting to run away from me now. Let's see. There you go. Respected the bottom of that box again.
Yeah.
So that box,
But,
look where it bounced. Right
you
on the
had
bottom of
to-
that box again.
You had to do it at the beginning. If it wasn't for the market open, then you wouldn't have done that, right? Like not that time necessarily.
No, exactly.
But
Exactly.
you have to protect
If
your
it
position.
was normal trading hours, I would have left it. But this time of the night, yeah, you're better off just put it on stop to break even. 'Cause who knows what it's going to do here for the next 10 minutes. So now I'm going to start either way to see which way it's going to break outside the box before what I do. So it could start heading lower from here. So it just keeps respecting that volume box that I put on before, which is this one here. Keeps sitting inside it. So if you really wanted to, you could just scalp the living daylights just from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. Starting to poke its head out. Yep, does it want to get out of there? Not yet. Yep, there you go. It's starting to get out of there. Let's see if it rejects on this box. On the top of this one. Yep, starting to. There you go. That's where the NASDAQ's just nuts for this. It's good for getting quick picks, but just, yeah, you've got to be watching the screen for this. So hit the top of the box, like I said, this one here. Hit the top of that, just come back straight back down. And that's this volume, the last volume candle, which was this one.
Yeah, it's going against that.
This is that box that I drew last time from this one, from this volume candle, because this was the highest volume from this period back here. So, yep, if I wanted to, I probably could have taken a short there. But yeah, like I said, at this time, no.
No.
I'll wait for the next 10 minutes to see what's going on, because this can just chop around big time for the next 20 minutes. Oh well, there you go. I missed out on a nice trade. I probably could have just left it to where it was. It's actually what I didn't have much of a stop on there anyway. I could have left it.
You got to follow your rules.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is.
Yeah,
so
you got
something
rules
different
and you
now.
follow them.
What is it? 9:33. All right. Yep, the pound's just. I'll share this one. Can you see the pound now? The British pound on the 3 hour.
I can see it.
Yep. So lucky I didn't take that buy. I didn't like the looks of that. It's already hit it too many times. Twice there already. Third time's a charm. Yeah, broke it.
Yeah.
So where's the next entry? Let's put one of these. How old is that one? Oh, that's the line there. Yeah, all right. I'm not going to look onto that one. Let's check out the JPY. Let's get that here. Yeah, I was looking at that just before we started today. It was about, it was around the 7:30, 8 o'clock. Thought, oh, should I take a long? Hang on, I'll put it on the maximized screen. Yeah, I was looking at this one today, USDJPY on the 10-minute. This is, I think these are monthly, these blue lines. Yeah, these lines are monthly lines.
I mean, we can only see the pound right now.
Oh, can you? Oh, sorry.
There we go.
All right, can you see the JPY now on the 10-minute?
We can, yeah. So the lines, those horizontal lines, are those monthly closes?
Not monthly closes, monthly supports.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's stuff I've drawn a long time ago. I'll get like huge time frames, and then I'll just do the monthly, and I just put big supports on it. So they generally
that's good to do. That's
turn
really
out quite
good.
well. Look at that. So you got your 146.23. That's just held it a lot. So I was working this area quite a fair bit on the JPY. Same as I was working this area for shorts as well. Same as this area for shorts. But then earlier today, I was actually looking at this. Oh, should I go along? Should I go along? Oh, nah. Had to get the kids ready for bed before we started this. Just let it go. So doesn't matter. Another one, missed out. It is what it is. Tomorrow's another day. There's always another day. All right, yeah, this is the trade I missed out earlier. I put that order on, and yeah, like I said, it ended up cancelling on me. After a week, it cancels out. Looks like the NASDAQ's still going.
That's a hard time to take trades right there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said yesterday, I took the day off anyway. I didn't even look. I had trouble sleeping lately, so it's just, yeah, I thought, I need to sleep before we hit the computer tonight. So, no, it is what it is. But, yeah, just nothing was happening beforehand anyway. I was just checking on my phone yesterday. Or what are we doing here? Okay, that's all right. It's just loaded again. Yeah, I was just, yesterday, I think the only thing I just did was to check my phone every now and then. Seemed to be quite dead anyway yesterday. Not much happening.
Yesterday, absolutely. Yeah, up until FOMC was dead. And then, you know, the chicanery that you see after FOMC, that was, you know, I generally don't trade. I mean, if I actually had my, I have my Samsung Fold, so I can trade on that. It's a pretty big screen. And I was out running errands. So I stopped at a coffee shop and I had it ready to go just in case we saw that 50 basis point cut. And it was going to be fish in a barrel, and we didn't see it. So it just, I say, I didn't even have, for some reason, my exchange wasn't connecting anyway, and that was for the better.
Yeah, that's always the way, isn't it? That's always the way, the choice. But yeah, can't help that. All right, actually, the NASDAQ's still going quite well. It's just hit inside this the other box now. Let's see if it starts holding. There you go. That could be another entry here. Right here, if it holds this box and it closes inside there.
Nice. See if you can do me a favor and stretch stretch that vertically a bit. Vertically, actually.
Better now.
There you go. That way people can see what's going on. You're looking to close inside that lower box, right?
The top one.
Oh, the top one. Okay.
Closes inside the top one.
So you're looking to go long.
Another entry there. No. I'm going to leave the NASDAQ for a little bit now. I've missed it. But if anything, I'm going to leave the NASDAQ for a little bit. I'm going to check out oil, actually. I like to trade my oil as well.
Yeah, I can see how your style would work with oil. Oil's a dangerous thing to trade.
I love scalping oil. I love scalping it. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Your style fits.
Yeah, I don't worry. Trading oil is a mean thing to trade. It's like one of those things you just kind of got to get used to it. It is what it is, and be prepared for big spikes. And what's this? I got platinum on the other side on the left here. I'm not touching platinum. All right, not yet. It's all right. Let's do the oil anyway. I'll show you the daily. What I've got here, some of the drawers. There you go. There's some of my old boxes before. I don't know where these ones are from. I'd say it's from these. Oh, there you go. It's from this one here. This box is from here. These two, right? Can you see it?
Maybe if we stretch it horizontally, if you could, just roll the mouse.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, if you stretch that, and then you can center it on the screen. So the box is kind of that yellowish box that we're looking at.
Yep, that's from here again. These low points again. I look at them as liquidity zones. Yep. So look, there you go. See how it's respecting that again. Hits it. Still failing even in here. Again. Reverse. Comes out, fake out. Then in here as well, you just got wicks everywhere.
What might help is if we stretch the screen out horizontally a bit more and vertically a bit more, because it's hard for people to see like what they're looking at. And then there you go. Now you can see it. So that yellow box, what Mick's saying is that and move everything left a little bit. That yellow box is where price keeps rejecting. So actually move everything like yeah, the other way. There you go. Kind of put that to
And I've got from these points right here, basically.
no, the other way actually. The other way.
I'm just showing people, look, basically this box has come from, well, I need a
See
a
what
little
you
bit
do.
tighter. There we go. There. Let's be a bit more exact. There we go. A bit more exact there. And I'll go like that so people can see it, I suppose. There you go.
Yeah, you could even
That's pretty
increase
much
the
what I've done
resolution
there.
on those fixed range. That's I can show you how to do that to where you can get a little more precise with your boxes.
These ones here.
On the left,
fixed,
the
fixed
bigger,
volume.
not this one, but the farther left. It seems like you were drawing that box based on the ones on the left. Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. If you well, I mean, maybe now's not the time. Let's see if you can get your
Yeah, we can
trades.
do it
We can talk
another day.
about that
That's
later.
fine. Yep.
If
So,
you
okay,
double,
so we could look for a. Oh, actually, what have we got here? This one, which is the IFT SMI. So I think that's the inverse Fisher SMI. I'm not a big fan of this one. It seems to do me over a little bit, this one, this indicator.
what was it you called that inverse SMI?
The IFT SMI. So I think it's
Okay.
the inverse Fisher SMI, I think it is. But this way, it's either, what have we got here? A bit of a double top there. I'm looking at the ADX. Bit of a double top there. It's about to cross the blue. Blue's heading up, but still bullish. What's this today? Lower lows, no lower lows. I'd like to take. I've been doing longs lately on the oil. It's a good little area to take longs.
Nice.
It's just right on that box right now. So it's I could short it if I really want to. I could short it. Maybe I'll go down to a lower time frame. I'll have a look. See what's going on here. Let me check this one up oil as well. So I'll get the platinum off there. Every now and then you'll see one on the side here. Like here, I've got the USDJPY, and I'll have just the Aussie. Oh, the Aussie! Damn it!
You missed it.
Yeah. No, I had an order on it for 66.82 the other day. Again, I took it off. I ended up taking that one off. I was too busy. I was like, you know what? I got burnt a couple of days before, so I'll just take it off. I don't have the time to look at it. Oh, it ended up hitting, I think, 92, I think it was. Which my stop was about 98. 66, 98, I think it was my stop.
If you're trading on Oanda, you may consider using the API through TradingView, because if you use the API through TradingView, you can put orders on and put it's either an order that just stays on for a month, or you can even have a cancel date where the order will be on until you tell it to go off. And that way you're not stuck with these orders that go away after every week.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do it as well. But that one we have to do on the actual laptop. We can do, I think it's, no expiry, even for a month. But your normal standard one is a week, I think it is. I'm pretty sure it's 1 week. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So same thing. Yeah, I could have got in even yesterday. I think it was, but the announcement, I think it was still 66.78, I think it was the last time I looked at it. So yeah, could still get in before. Nah, yesterday, like I said, didn't want to trade anything. So it is what it is. You hate it when you say that.
Yeah,
you gotta love it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I was just saying here, because I've got so many screens, but I've got one for GBP. Which I won't show them all. I'll just leave it on this one at the moment. So you'll see I've got the Aussie there just sitting on the side. This is the 3 minute. That's just so I know what's going on with the Aussie. Other than that, I've got USD, JPY, 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 JPY. And what's the other one? Here on the Russell. Otherwise, you've just got so many screens going on. There's too many screens open. So this one, I'll have the Russell on the. Can you see this one?
I do see that one.
Can you see this? Yep. All right. I've got the Russell on the 3 minute, Russell on the 10, Russell on the 3 hour. Then I'll have the S&P on the other two for 10 minute and S&P on the daily. Just so I can keep an eye on a fair few different charts instead of just 5. But yeah, other than that, I generally stick to about 8 anyway. So basically what I trade, I've got GBP, USD, NASDAQ, Aussie USD, USDJPY, bit of the Russell, bit of the SPX, all futures for the indexes, the Euro USD, bit of silver every now and then, which actually, looking at that right now, and I like to trade oil, and a bit of nat gas every now and then. Actually, at the moment, I do have trades on for corn, wheat, and soybeans. I do take them every now and then as well. So I've had them on for a couple of days already, those ones. Corn, actually, I've had them ones on for about a week now. Yeah, close to a week. Corn, wheat, and soybeans, because they do not move. They don't move very much, so it's just, oh, well, sit on them and see what happens, and I'll just trade everything else in the background.
We see, and you have a system that is ideal, because what you can do, if you wish, is the same type of thing that you're doing can be done on a higher time frame, where you can simply set the order, rely on alerts, but that would take hours and hours to happen. So you can have your trade, set the day before, it enters the next day while, you're at work, and then your phone tells you, hey, do this, and you just take a quick look, and it moves so slowly that you're not missing anything.
No, exactly. For those type of things, yeah, like your corn, wheat, and soybeans, yeah, those ones I put those orders on for I think it goes for a month, the expiry was. Those ones there I put for a month. Same as I did a nat gas one, I think I told you about a month ago. I think it was about $2.90. We're talking about it. I said, I'm not touching nat gas till it hits 265 or 275 in that zone there. I think I ended up getting it for 268, I think it was, $2.68. So pretty close to what? It's right in my range, right down the bottom of the range as well. So that was good. I got out a little bit too early there. I got out 292, I think it was. It's still a good little run. But those type of things, for those type of instruments, you just got to be patient on, basically. And nat gas can burn you. Oh, I've been burnt many times on nat gas. That's why I just, unless it hits what I want.
That's why they call it the nasty nat gas.
Oh, that's what do they call it? The WAF? The
nasty nat gas.
Yeah, nasty nat gas. That's the one.
Yeah,
like basically your wife divorces you on that one because you lose too much money.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, if it seems like I'm talking over you, there's a bit of a delay. I can tell. I'll say something and then you hear it about 2-3 seconds later. So, just so you understand, that might be why. I'm not rude. It just might seem like I am.
Oh, good. Sounds good to me, man. No. Well, sounds fine on my end. So, all good. Plus, I understand that's the computer stuff for you, actually. Oh, actually, what was I talking about in the NASDAQ before? I think I missed that. Remember I said 24.4? Where is it? Must be on a different draw. I think it just bounced off there as well.
We can't see what you're looking at, friend.
Yep, I'll put it back there. Can you see the NASDAQ again now?
All right.
24.4. Where was it that I saw 24.4? No. Okay, whatever. I could have sworn I saw that order before. 24,400 was another good level. But there you go anyway. Look at that. Went into that box, failed. That's why I didn't want to get it. Remember I said I could have bought it here, but I don't like it. We're still on the NASDAQ now, aren't we? Can you see the NASDAQ? Yeah. So there you go. Look where it closed. Inside my little original box again. The little original box, and starting to climb from there again. So went inside that top box, rejected, come all the way back down, closed inside that original box. Come down here, short. So look, come all the way down in here, 23,394. Closed back inside that little box. This first original box I drew. And then, closed inside there. Now it's taking off again. That's why I like these little volume candle boxes. They seem to work quite well. So it's gone for it again now. The choice of them, that's it. All right. So what do we? Okay, let's get out of that. I was talking about silver before anyway. So silver, yeah, I'm looking at some entries at the moment. What have we got? This daily. I could go a lot further back, but just on a short time frame. It is on the daily.
Well, if you're looking at silver, we
look.
cannot see silver. We can only see the
Oh,
NASDAQ
yeah.
at this point.
Sorry,
There we are.
Got that right there. All right. So
And then maybe zoom in a bit so we can kind of see more of what you're looking at on silver.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep forgetting that. All right. So, this is another little setup I've got as well. I like the Kumo cloud as well. I've recently just started to add the Kumo cloud back on to my normal charting. I've always had that on my Wanda setup. So on my Wanda setup, I've always got the Kumo cloud going. My original old school setup, that's on my Wanda. But then I have my newer setups on the trading view. But like I said, I've only just started to add the Kumo cloud back onto the new setup. Like just the Kumo cloud, nothing else. I like the Kumo cloud because you get a lot of Sarah likes to hug the Kumo, likes to ride the Kumo cloud up. Then it kind of gives you another idea of what's going on. Okay, here she wants to come up. All right, then there's a little bit of sideways coming up there, so we could have a little bit of sideways action here. Or look, for my next entry, if I'm looking at silver to buy again, I'll get my little boxes out. All right, so, well, you can have two right in here. One there. And another one there. Which this would probably work out well. Come right down into here, into this box. So what's that? Friday, 10th of October. It also helps you with dates as well. The Kumo cloud, like timing things. So what's this? We're in September now, 18th. So just under a month, we could have a small little grind down for a few more weeks. Possibly get a little bounce off this Kumo here, right in that little box. Around here, bounce off the Kumo and come back up again. That's what I'll be looking at anyway over the next couple of weeks. If I'm going to take another long, except here, I'd probably take a bigger position on this one. If it does do this, I'll take a bigger position on that. So what's that? Say around 8th of October to 10th of October in that little time frame there. Even the 13th, 8th to the 13th, I suppose, of October. To hit 39.36, yeah, 39.40, 39.36, if we get that. Yeah, I'll be looking at a nice little buy entry there. So I might have to, the next couple of days, I'm going to put a buy order there. So that way I just sit and forget, and I'll make sure I put that one for no expiry on that one, on TradingView. All right, let's try and look for a trade anyway. It's been a little bit too much talking, no trading. What have we got? So Euro's just busted through there. So it held it for a little bit. Hang on. I'll share it again. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see that. I wanted to comment on the silver deal.
All right, we'll go back to that.
Again, this is something that, thank you for bringing it back there. The only thing I'm going to say about that is for people who have a full-time job, you're setting up orders that are going to hit, it might be even days out. And you just set an order, set it and forget it, right? And that's a beautiful thing. But don't let me keep you from looking at the euro, though, or what have you.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine. I said I'm just happy to have a chat today anyway, because I'm happy even for you to teach me a few things. Actually, is it a good time to take a quick break for 5 minutes?
Well, that's perfect. Yeah, let's take a quick break here. Let's see if there's a way.
5 minutes, I'll be back. All right, I'll put it on mute for 5 minutes. I've just noticed my son's sleeping on the couch behind me, so he's been watching the whole time. I want to quickly get him back into bed.
Understandable.
Okay. All right, so I'll go on mute. I'll go on mute now for 5 minutes. I'll see you back in, so it's 9:55. I'll see you 10 o'clock on the dot, so 5 minutes.
Sounds good.
See you then. All right, I'll put her on mute right now.
No problem. Let's see if I can find a way to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and get some water heated so I can make myself a little bit of tea. So anybody who's watching, stand by. And I'll be back very shortly. And Nick will be back in 5. Okay, I'm back. Let's see here. While Mick was talking there, I was also taking a look at some possible trades on my end as well. But I don't want to take away the screen here. So I'll comment on this. We're watching Mick do his thing. And Mick has the right mentality, if you ask me. The way it works for him is that he has zones where he identifies, let's say, issues with liquidity. And then he's able to kind of draw a box around those areas based on how price may behave in that area. Now, you could do this on a low time frame where you're watching it. Then a low time frame means that you're just sitting at the computer trading. You're just watching it. You're, trading, you're in and out in a few minutes. It's not something you could do and walk away. But if you are somebody who does have a 9 to 5, you have a regular job, something like that, then, that's a situation where you actually can do, this kind of trading or similar. And, you can literally see a trade coming like a day or two before it happens. And you just put your order out, just like he was talking about on the screen right now with silver. Because if I'm not mistaken, whatever he was talking about, let's see, what's he looking at? That's a daily. He's talking about a trade that's like a week and a half, 2 weeks away. And he could just put an order there. It might even be 2-3 days, whatever the case may be. And it fits his rules. The trade enters all by itself. You don't have to sit there and wait for price to go to your area. You just set the order. And you can have the trade the way you want it to be as you enter the trade. You can set the order, have a stop loss, have a take profit. And that way, when the order hits, it's hit. You could be out working and, whatever you're doing, driving your truck, farming the field, making your phone calls, whatever you do for work. And the trades happen. And then as the trade happens, you're told about it. You're given a notification. And then when you take a break from work for lunch or even if it's just before or after work, you can manage the trade. You can take a look at what it's doing and you can make the necessary adjustments. And that's because those trades move so slow. And you're in and out of a trade in a few days, right? You're not sitting there strapped to the computer. You can, even if you're somebody who maybe you're retired or maybe you're just run a business, you could be out on the golf course doing that kind of stuff. You just get a notification, bust out the cell phone, even wait until your golf day is done, manage your trade at night. And that's how the pros do it. The professionals, like I'm talking about like your types who have millions and millions of dollars, they have other businesses they're running. Those type of people, they don't have time to sit in front of the computer all day. They're not, now guys like me and MICKO, yeah, sure, I do fine. I'm financially doing just great, but I'm not in the $10 million club, right? So, if you are somebody who is in that club, you got money making money, yeah, you could just take those high time frame trades. You could go about your day, go travel, go around the world. You have a certain amount of money in your trades. You have your money doing other stuff. That's of course the dream, right? But that same pattern fits for people who have a 9-to-5 regular job as well. Okay. If you have a job, you can trade like you're a multimillionaire, and you just spend 3 hours on like a Sunday. Maybe no, excuse me, that's not true. You just spend maybe an hour on a Sunday, maybe. And you're just going through all the charts, mapping out what you think is going to happen throughout the week. And then what you can do is 15 minutes before work, 15 minutes after work, just checking your trades, seeing if they're forming up. If you hit a trade, you can manage the trade before and after work. That's the beautiful thing about trading on those kind of time frames. Mick, good to have you back. Come off mute.
Back on, Matt.
All right.
Yeah, I'm off mute now.
So,
Yep,
but
yeah,
I was just saying how that silver trade,
there.
that silver trade, you might not even enter for a few days. I mean, it's beautiful. You just set
Yeah,
your orders, come back later.
that seems like that's about 3 weeks away, that one.
Mm-hmm.
On the looks of it. So yeah, and like I heard your last minute just then. Yeah, that's what sometimes I like. That's sometimes actually the best thing to do. Sometimes if you don't have a lot of time. Back in Australia when I was pretty busy, that's what I do a fair bit actually on Sundays. I'll just go to the weeklies and the dailies, and I'll just put weekly orders on. That's it. You hit it, you don't. Oh well, it is what it is. Then at night times when you've got a bit of spare time, you do little bits and pieces. But other than that, I find a lot of your weekly charts and your daily charts, you can pin some good little price points. And if you haven't got time, they're the best ones because you don't have time and they're high time frame. You put your stop in and let it do what it's got to do until it hits the target. Or whenever you look at it one day, if you're in enough profit, take the profit. That's it. So you've got a good point there, as in, yeah, weekly and daily, set it on the Sunday night, have a quick look when you've got time, run through it all, put your orders on.
Yeah, that's a little something we call nice and easy.
Exactly. Oh, there you go. Just look at the NASDAQ just there. Yep.
Oh, we can't see what you're looking at. There we go.
Can you see it now? Back on the NASDAQ now?
We can see it.
Yep. So remember I said I could have taken a buy just here at the 24,448 because it just entered that box and closed in. It did a little bit of a stop run, but not much. That's what was it? I did 15 points. So that would have survived my stop because my stop's usually probably about 30 to 40 points on the NASDAQ. So I would have survived that. And yeah, nice little run up there. That's that would have been 60 points in profit already. But oh well, looks like it might go to my target of 5.5. What's my order on? I'll check my order again. I've got a sell order on for 25,076.
So is this trade on right now?
No, I don't have this trade on.
Okay.
No, but I said I didn't end up taking this because we just ended up talking and everything else. But yeah, doesn't matter. Today's just more of a talking session and everything else. Another day we'll probably need to talk less and actually do some trading, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd say that we should concentrate on that.
Yeah, I know we actually haven't been doing much trading today, just more talking than it is trading. But yeah, so okay, we'll try and look for something now. But at the moment, I do have a sell stop order on for a short order on for 25,076. I've got that from. Let's click back onto the NASDAQ. That's basically purely from a weekly fib. Let's see, my Fibonacci's are gone on here. By the looks of it. Oh, here it is. Okay, I don't know where I got that from. I had that price on from somewhere else before. Okay, I must have taken it off then, that Fibonacci. Can you see this one at the moment?
I can.
That's what it is on the daily and the weekly anyway. 26,309. No. So I don't know. I can't. It can go up to there the way the NASDAQ's gone. Yeah, probably. But where I got that price from? Well, my sell entry, I got that price from. I did a Fibonacci. Must have been on the 3 hour or something, but it must have been deleted or something like that. Anyway, I think it was 25,084. I think it was. So I did a little bit below it. 25,076. Let's see how it goes anyway.
All right.
When I do orders like that anyway, again, I don't put too much on. I put like a half trade on basically, and then if I'm up and watching and it looks like it's going to keep going, then I'll put another trade on. So basically, I'll have 2 trades on. And that one there, I'll go in a bit heavier. If I'm actually watching the trade, then I'll put a bit more on. I'll go a bit heavier on that. Put a full size position on. But if I've just got set orders on, no, I don't like to put full size positions on. Because then if it just keeps going through, well then you just got stopped out and you lost a lot of money. So that's the way I like to do things anyway. But let's try and look for a trade. So what have we got? Silver's not doing much at the moment. Let's go to oil. Oh, damn it. Oil is going for it. Actually, I'll check the order I had on for oil this morning. I think I missed it by about 20 cents, I think it was. It was oil, WTI. I had it at 63.40 and it hit 63.56. So my order got front run. So I've noticed over the last few weeks, if not the last month or so, 63.36 was one zone. 63.36. I was buying that area a lot. That's where I front ran that at 63.40. Obviously, the market front ran it again today a little bit. The low was 63.56. So I missed out on my order by 16 cents. And it's now 64. I need to share screen. There you go, share screen now.
All right, there we go.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I didn't share the screen. All right, so yeah, basically, like I was saying here, that was the low of today. 63.56. And I had my order on for 63.40.
Oh, okay.
That one.
You just missed it by a hair.
Yes. Like I said, it's been working that area. I've been working certain zones. Sometimes it's just about working certain zones. And if you watch it enough, if you watch your certain instrument enough, you'll start to work out, oh, this area likes to bounce off all the time. It always likes to bounce off that little area. So you know already, okay, don't worry about it. Sometimes you got your indicators and all that, and it's like, okay, you don't even look at your indicators for that. It's just like, no, I know it bounces off this area every time. You just go for it. That's it. It's like doing your sport. What do you do? What do you call them? Like your boxes of your zones and stuff like that. Your top to bottom zone. Yeah, it's just like doing that type of thing. Yeah, okay, it hits this area at the top, it's going to come down. Hits this area down the bottom, should come back up. And you can just scalp the daylights out of it. You know, you can get your 50 cents to $1 off oil. There you go. You made your bit of cash for the day. Especially oil's quick. Trading oil is just very quick. Well, look at that. From this little run here, what was that, 6 o'clock in the afternoon to 7:40. So what's that? An hour and 40 minutes.
Hour 40. Yeah.
It's nearly $1. Yeah, nearly $1 there in that trade. So depending on how much you put in, it could be a nice day in the office. Just on that one trade there, especially oil. Oil pays, it's cheap to trade. That's why I like it as well. It's very cheap to trade, as it doesn't cost you too much to get a decent position and actually make a good profit. Whereas NASDAQ can cost you a hell of a lot to trade.
NASDAQ's tough. I have traded oil, but it's been a long time. But Forex is really cheap too.
Yeah, it is. Oh, definitely. The currencies are cheap as well. They're cheap to trade, especially your soft commodities. You know, your wheat, your soybeans, corn, your nat gas. They're very cheap to trade as well. You start getting into indices, they get quite expensive.
Yeah, although
Forex,
the unfortunate thing with Forex is the spreads. The spreads in Forex are a little brutal.
Yeah, it depends what you're trading I suppose if you're trading the top five, you know, your GBP, USD, and Euro, your Aussie, that type of stuff, like your bigger ones, the spreads aren't too bad. It's generally what the maximum would be like 1 pip, 0.6 to 1 pip. Well, on a lander anyway. I'll quickly look at what do we got here for the Euro.
Here, at least in the States, your Euro it's usually between 1 and 1.5. It's not too bad.
Okay, geez. The spread here is 0.408. So what have we got? The sell price is 1.1744, and the buy price is 1.7753. That's basically 1 pip. Under a pip. Under a pip, basically. What's that? 0.7 of a pip.
Yeah, so Euro for us
So
is
under
like
a pip.
1.6 pips.
Oh, that's a bit of a spread. That is a bit of a spread for you guys.
No, we get well.
All right.
And then
You want a wander as well, or?
Well, I'm giving you the Oanda spread. If you know, over on Prime XBT, it's much kinder. Let me see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On a Prime XBT, it's about a pip, maybe less, maybe 0.8 point. You know, something
that's
like
not
that.
too bad.
No,
I don't think you guys can trade gold, can you? You guys.
If you're limit ordering anyway, then it doesn't really matter as much because you're paying a lot less. I mean, you're still paying the same portion of the spread, but when you market order, you're at the edge of the spread. So if you limit order, it's going to mitigate a lot of the spread anyway.
All right. Yeah, that's right. And also on the WAMP, I don't think you guys can trade the indices as well. You guys can't trade indices or gold and silver and stuff like that. I don't think you guys can you?
No, we don't get to trade CFDs in the States.
The land of the free.
Yeah, well, but you can trade it on Prime XBT, you know, because that's Prime XBT. But yeah, you can't. Unfortunately, they're a bit restrictive for us over here. They want us trading. They want our money going into the stock market. They don't want us playing around.
Oh, of course. Feed the beast. Feed the beast.
Yep.
All right. Could be another short coming on the. Hang on. Yep. Can you see the pound?
I can see the pound. Yes. Yeah, see it. So you'll short that if it goes to the top of that box. Is that where you'll short it? Or the bottom of that
possibly.
box?
Oh, yeah. And look at that. We got that popping up as well.
Mm-hmm.
We got the ADX popping up. It's starting to gain some momentum. This is down on the floor, so that's good. That's good. Showing downside momentum. So we could have a possible short here, or even up here. Either one of those two. I'll be looking to short one of them two if it gets there. I want to see what I should check out. What's the Japanese yen doing? Could have another run up. Japanese yen still got some strength. Let's have a look over here. Where is the DXY? What's the DXY doing? The DXY is quite strong today, actually. So that's DXY 97.41. All right, at 40%, so it's quite strong. So yeah, well, it's had a bit of a run already. Let's do some daily, weekly. Yeah, could possibly do another short there. All right, so yep, I'll put that. That's where I had the pound the other day. Again, that was that. I put my stop. Well, put that alert there. So I didn't put an order on, but I put the alert there to tell me, all right, when it gets there, have a look to short. Again, that was from the FOMC night. Again, I was no way I was touching it that day. Plus, I fell asleep. What's that? 2 o'clock in the morning. There you go. That's when that was that 2 o'clock in the morning. It's now Thursday. What's this? What's today? Thursday. Oh yeah, that's yesterday. 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's right. That was yesterday. FOMC spike. Yeah, there you go. Hit my level, and it's coming down. Oh well. So yeah, I'll probably look for another entry around here if we can get it. So I'm going to move this back down to here. Hang on. No. Share tab. All right, let's go back to the pound. Can you see it now? All right, let's go here. So I'll put my alert there. When it gets there, we'll see what happens. Now Euro. Let's check out the euro. What's going there?
Yeah, I was looking at that on my side.
3 minute. That's where I had the alert before. It was able to bounce. And it got a little bit of a bounce, but yeah, come straight back down. I'll zoom it for everyone else. There you go. Had an alert there for a bounce. It did get a little bit of a bounce. But then, yeah, now it became the shorting zone.
Yeah, see, I shorted
Yeah,
there where you're when that bounce, I had that as a possible swing failure, and it pushed through, so I shorted and grabbed a little money out of it.
Oh, good man. You should have told me. I could have put one on too. Oh, doesn't matter.
Well, I'm careful not to. I don't want to use my system to throw off your system. Like I've definitely experienced where somebody else's stuff, even though what they're good at, what I mean to say is systems that even though they both work, they can mess each other up.
No, exactly. I know that. I've learned that over the years too. Mate, you know what? Just do your own thing. Doesn't matter what anyone else says or whatever YouTuber, whatever says to you. Do your own thing. That's it. Whatever works for you, do that. Exactly.
That's how I see it. Trying to do somebody else's thing has done nothing but make matters worse for me.
Yep. Let's see what we've got here on the euro. Look for another short. Let's go down here. So I was sticking around this thermocloud around here. Plus we got the red line, yellow. So we've got one here. 18. Ooh, that's a bit of a move. We've got this one here. This one here. All right, put my little box on this one. Oh yeah, is there any comments going on in the chat room? You need to answer any comments?
We got Kuba saying that. Well, in the private chat, we're just in here. We're not talking about trading. In the main chat, Kuba was mentioning that the NASDAQ trade would have ripped. NASDAQ is definitely, just, you know, it's taking names right now.
Yep. And yeah, I think I said it earlier, as in I had another spot there at 24.04, I think it was, or 24.404, I think it was. So that was close to, go back to share. Yep, 24.04. Where is it? Let's go back. On the daily. No, that's not right. Go back to this one. 24.404. Oh, yes, that was another good one there. Yep. Oh, yeah, so yeah, basically would have been about 10 points, 12 points off the low there. Oh, doesn't matter. Yeah. All right, come on, go to my sell order then. That's it. It's getting close to my sell order. See what happens. We're about 15 pips away.
Are you saying like a sell entry or what would have been your sell?
Well, it would have hit target because I got on that long that I had earlier on in the day. I had it for 565 to take profit. 560, well, 24.565. So we're about 2 pips away now. But I've got a stop order on, a sell entry, a short. Well, basically I've got a short order on. It's already placed. I placed this about a week ago. This order, well, a few days ago. Sorry, 25,076. Hang on. I'm nowhere near it. What am I talking about? Sorry, I'm nowhere near that one. I'm 500 points away from that. There you go. Sorry, scrap that one. I'm about 500 points away from that one. Don't even worry about that. I don't know what I was talking about there. All right, let's get back to that NASDAQ is definitely pumping. All right, so let's go back to the euro that we were talking about. No. Where is it? Well, it's inside this little box. So it's gone into this one. It's rejecting again. I'll put one here for everyone to see. Hang on, I need to share the tab again.
Yeah,
we're
we can
back
see
on
it.
the euro.
Yep.
Yeah, so it ended up going into this one and it's rejecting again. I'll put one here for everyone to see. That's what I'm saying. I like using these little gaps. I think we're saying everyone uses the bigger ones. I like to use these little ones. There you go.
Well, yeah, it's
It
people
went into
they
this
seem
one.
to use it backwards, right? So the smaller ones are where
Yeah,
you're going to get
exactly.
your reversals,
Yep.
and the bigger ones is where price is attracted to the bigger ones. The smaller ones are where you're going to get the actual reversals.
But that's where I think, yeah, like I was saying before, I think this is used against us. And the big boys know this. Everyone's going to be hitting this zone. So you can see here, oh yeah, if you put your orders on here, which a lot of people probably would have, even here, they would have got stopped out here. Yeah, it went straight through it, stopped them out. Then they probably would have gone here for a short. Nope. Reversed on them, stopped them out. Well, look at this little bit. Come down through here. Where did that little bit go? Just a little nick inside that box, and it started coming down again. Same as here, went a little bit inside of it again, starting to come down again. But yeah, I'm looking for a little bit higher up here if I'm going to go for it, here or here. The thing is, once we start getting to this one, we might be bullish again because we're starting to get above that Kumo cloud. So, nothing there. What about oils? It's starting to come down yet or not? I think I was saying before, could have had a short there on the oil. Let's go back here. It's still in that little zone. Oh no, it's on the weekly. It's in the weekly box. No, it's starting to head inside now. On the daily, 3 hour, it's getting over the top. Ooh, could possibly get along in here, but I have to close inside there. Oh, it's not sharing it. Sorry, I keep to share it all the time. We're back on oil now.
We see it.
Back on oil. Yep. All right. See, what's this? This is the 3 hour. See, that's an old fib. So where are we on the old fib? So we're here. 786 is here. 786, 65.11. There's a few reversal points there. 65.11. Thing is, I like oil at the moment. I think there's a lot of negativity at the moment, which makes me want to go more bullish. A lot of people are negative. Oh, oil's going to go lower. It makes me want to be more bullish. That's why I've been buying a lot lately. Going long anyway instead of short. Every now and then I'll take shorts to hit certain spots. I'll go short, but a lot of the time I'm taking longs on it. 786 is in play. What's that? That's only 60 cents. Probably not worth it, that one. But we are in a bit of a short here, possible short. Then here, we're bullish. We're still bullish here on the ADX. That's coming up as well, so that's bullish. Still bullish. So yeah, like I said, probably better off with the longs at the moment. Looking for entries. What's this one? It's the daily box. Daily box is sitting at 30. Let's go to this one. Yeah, it's around 64.20. All right, I might put an order on for 64.20. We got 64.30.
All right, let's get it.
Down to those ones. 64.30. All right, 64.30.
And then once you're in, see if you can zoom in and throw on one of those boxes so we can see what's going on.
Yep. So I'm going to quickly duck down to, I'll put the order on for now, just while I'm waiting. Then I'm going to check out the 3 minute and the 1 minute. Hang on. Oh, I need to put sell down for a second. That's a buy. What's the spread? 2 pips. So I'll put it at spreads 3 pips now. 64.26. So let's go 64.30. 64.30 on the nose. And I'm going to put the stop at 64 flat. Should allow for the spread. So 63.96 is my stop, and 64.30 is my buy. All right. So that one's on. While that's on now, that order, I'm going to put my stop on already. So I'm going to duck down to the lower time frame. So click on here. 3. Yep. There's that 64.30 I was talking about. That's lining up pretty good. I'll take that then. I'm going to leave that order on for now. All right, so I'm going to leave that one on. It looks like a nice little spot to bounce off there. Oh, this is nasty down here. What's this? This is, oh, they're going to stop run. This is what they're going to do down into this section here.
Yeah, nice sweep. Hey, can you, if the order's on, can you throw one of those boxes on there for us so we can see, what your trade's doing?
All right, then. Let's go a bit more down here. Which one is it? Up there. $4.30. $64.30, and my stop is at 63. -6. All right, let me just see what my target's going to be. I was looking at it the other day. It should be around just under 66, I think it is. But I'll just quickly go back to it. Where's my target? Yeah, here we go. A little bit below it. 65.90. With a few weeks there, so I'll go 65. I've got 65.77. Go a little bit before it, 65.77. All right, so go back here. 65.77. There you go.
That's perfect. It's, well, I mean, throw it on the prices. So
No, I could have done a lot closer, but yeah, like I said, I hardly ever use them.
Is
probably should.
is the trade on, or was it just an order that you put in?
I'll put the order on. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm waiting for it to hit 64.30.
All right, we'll give this a bit. I think we'll run
what's
this.
that?
We'll run this
That's
for another.
what is it? The risk reward 4.34.
Okay. Yeah, we'll run this for another 15 minutes or so, and then we'll probably end it. And maybe we can come back and do it next week. And I'll try not to talk your ear off so much. That way you have a chance to catch some trades.
No worries. I'm probably the one who's talking too much. I can talk
Well, yeah,
between
you're trading then. If you're trading, you can always talk while you trade.
We love to talk. What's that?
I say if you're trading,
Uh,
I talk myself through my trades all the time, so it's okay for you to talk, but I don't want to run my mouth too much over it.
No, all good, mate. All good. Like I said, I can talk too. So yeah, all good anyway. Like I said, today was for me was more a little bit showing you what I do and how I do things, and yeah, hopefully next time I can learn a few bits and pieces off you too. So that's the whole point of this evening for me, so I can learn a little bit more. Mate, we always got to learn. If you can learn something each day, you're doing well. So next time, hopefully I can get a few bit more pointers off you too.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Improve my trading. All right then. Well, I'm sure you've got your show coming up soon as well, don't you?
Yeah, we got a little time though. Let's see if your order hits because you're so close to it.
Yeah, it is pretty close. All right, let's go here. Zoom it out for everyone to see. That's a little bit too much for the looks of it. Yes. I should try and move this across. Yes. All right, good. All right, that's a bit better. So, all right, while we're waiting for that, I might check out what have we got here. Euro, all right, Euro's getting out of there.
Yeah, Euro's popping up.
See what the Kumo's telling us. No, it hasn't flipped bullish yet. Usually, if the Kumo flips bullish, you'll see this start to go green. So it hasn't. It's still forming, but it hasn't yet. Once that clicks up and it goes green, like see here where it starts to go bearish. So it's green there. Oh, hang on. As usual, sorry about that. I wasn't sharing tab again. Now we're sharing again. We're back on the euro. All right, so here, the Kumo hasn't flipped green yet. It's still red in this little box, so we can still technically go for shorts either here, could do it there, or another one around here. I like to look for the bottom of the Kumo or the top of the Kumo. So I'll either look for an entry here if I'm still awake at this time, but I probably won't be. I'll be asleep by this time, unless it's what's that, 10:30? Oh no, it's just 3 minutes. That's it's about another 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. So if it hits up here in the next 10 to 15, I might take the entry while I'm still awake. Otherwise,
Yeah, that works because I'm in a bit of a long on that position, but the higher time frame is short, so it's just it extended so far down and it tapped a nice zone. So I grabbed a long kind of quietly, but
yeah, that's good. Why not?
We'll see if it's good or not. We'll find out.
Oh, what was the entry there? What was the entry on the long?
Entries 117631.
631.
Now you see it right at about right after the hour. You see it kind of reach down on the 1 minute.
Yeah, basically
and
this candle
tapped
here pretty
right
much.
down there. So when it tapped down
this
there,
candle here, nice little entry straight up the support here as well. Yeah, nice little entry. Beautiful.
but it's going to grind though. You're not going to, if it heads up to your short area, it's not going to be a straight line. But it's still,
yeah, no, it's kind of,
it'll grind. You'll have an opportunity to,
that's it. Depends how much of a pump it gets there, whether it hits here or the next one. I'd love to get this entry if it gets there, but I doubt it. I think that'll probably be the best one for tonight. This one or
short?
Top of that box there. Yeah.
No, that was the nice one. It was right there. If you look left, it was right at the this
one.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
That was nice.
Right
We were 9 o'clock. We were talking away back then. All right. We're looking at the NASDAQ, I think, that time. All right. Doesn't matter. Yeah, like I said, I'll probably be asleep shortly anyway, or starting to get to bed shortly.
It's at a weird spot.
But yeah,
It's at a weird spot. It has enough bullishness.
it is. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it here.
No, it's not.
Actually,
It's
on
not
the
ready to
three,
commit
looks like
downside.
it's
It might
got a
bounce
little-
downside, but no commit.
Yeah, well, at least you still got, what's that, 12 pips? Yeah, you got about your 12 pips so far. Hey, better than nothing. That's a happy meal.
Yeah.
Mate, today's prices, that's a happy meal.
I was gonna
I'll
say.
tell you what, they're not so happy anymore, these happy meals.
No, you're.
For us parents anyway, they're not so happy. You look at the price and you go, geez, it's not so fucking, pardon my language, it's not so happy anymore. Maybe for you kids, it's a happy meal, not for us. I remember they used to be like $3 the Happy Meals in Australia. Now I think they're about $10 in Australia. I think it is the Happy Meal.
Insane.
$10, $12 or something like that. Oh, it is. It's insane, all right. That's why lucky we don't buy too much of that garbage for them anyway. So
no, takeout's become it's become ridiculous. Even takeout, or even if you're going to go to a restaurant and eat, we did. I mean, we found a nice Chinese place, and it's hard to find good Chinese food anywhere, even in LA. Like you got to know the places. We know our spots in LA, but we don't live there anymore. So we lucked out, and we just walked in, and it's like they make their own noodles there. The food's really good, and the two of us got out a full meal, and I even bought some tea, and we got out under $30 American, which is like really good. That's unheard of in this day and age.
That is really good. Hey, you just got to know where to go. Like I said, my wife's Asian, so we already know when we go to these places. She knows where to go because they all talk to each other and everything else. And yeah, basically, one good way to look at it is if you see all the Asians there and not many Westerners, that's where you go. If you see too many Westerners there, don't go there. It's too expensive. And if you like local, authentic type of stuff, like I like my authentic Asian type of food, not Western style. I like my actual Asian style. You know, so put the proper spices in and everything else, and they're cheap. They're cheap and they're good. You go to the expensive places where all the Westerners are, it's nothing special, and you're paying top dollar for it. Whereas you go to where all the locals are going, like all the Asians themselves are going, it's cheap and it's the best food. You got to love it.
Unfortunately,
here, knowing where to go.
I say, fortunately and unfortunately, that what they call Chinese food here in the U.S. is really not Chinese food. It's not authentic.
Same as Australia. Yeah, exactly. Same as Australia. There's a lot of it, but then, yeah, like I said, there is authentic, but you got to know, like I said, my wife's Asian, so she knows exactly where to go, where all the rest of them, where they go themselves. It's like they all talk, they got the little groups and everything. It's like, yeah, you go here, you go there. So we do.
Yes,
we go
we're
to
in LA. You go to a place called.
We laugh all the time.
You go to a place called Temple City in LA. Like you go to Temple City. Well, and there's a few other spots too. Don't get me wrong, but in particular, you go to Temple City, and it's not a very well-known place to everybody. But you'll go into a little mall, like a little like an enclosed building, and you don't even really. I mean, there's some restaurant storefronts. But then once you go inside, it's like this other little world. And it's an inside enclosed area with storefronts on the inside, but there's nothing written in English. You actually have ducks hanging in the window. Everybody's Asian. Okay, this is where you eat, like
that's the place you got to go.
Yeah.
That's the place you got to go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, geez, look at that. I just missed the oil trade. I've missed it by 2 cents. So I basically missed it by the spread.
Yeah, that's
still early. Still early.
The old spread, right?
Actually, yep. Yeah, I thought it'd probably hit about 26, 28. That's what I was going for. That's why I made it 30. So it allows for the spread. So it hits 26, 28. No, it hit 32.5 on a wander anyway. It hit 32.5. So I basically missed it by the spread. Oh well, it's all right. It's still coming down a little bit, so I might be able to get it. But yeah, mate, the joys.
Well, that's just the way.
That was a good little day anyway. So who you got on tonight for the show tonight? Just you guys or
Ian Burnley game?
Oh yeah, yep, that's always a good one.
Yeah, that's always.
Yeah, I love when it talks to. I love the Gus shows. I've been loving listening to Gus for years and years. This is a fellow European like us. You understand the talk and the lingo and how it was growing up. Yep, working behind in the little kitchens and everything else. We're all working since young kids. As a young kid, you're sweating and slaving down there. Everyone else is having fun and all the laughing and joking with your family and stuff like that. Good times. That's why it's just good. I love hearing him speak. It's always a good laugh.
Yeah, well, my family, my family's got a diverse background, but mostly Italian, Sicilian to be precise. And we grew up in the restaurant business, so we had a restaurant, and it actually got some notoriety out in the LA area. It was the last. So in Los Angeles, all the actors and the rich people, they would all go to a place called Palm Springs, and this was in like the 50s, the 60s, and so that's just how it worked. You go from LA to Palm Springs. Well, our restaurant was the last kind of nice restaurant on the way out there. And so we had everybody coming by. We had all the Rat Pack. And in fact, Frank Sinatra frequented the place. And he used to go in the kitchen and talk to my great grandmother. He'd go in there and be like, "Hey, Mama, what are we making today? What's the special?" And he had the run of the restaurant. And so
I would have been making, your grandfather would have been making some nice, authentic food. Plus, it's all about the atmosphere. Everyone talks to each other, especially Europeans like to talk, hey, paisano, things like that. So, hey, have a glass of wine. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is. Yeah, have a glass. Hey, we have a glass. Yeah, no problem.
Well,
everybody here, have one on the house.
He sold more wine by the case. This is my grandfather. He sold more wine by the case than, like, he had a world record for it in the 1960s. So there was, because that wasn't really done back then,
Yeah. Oh, they still, yeah. I can imagine. Well, it's a bottle for the, a bottle each is not much. It's quite easily done. For a wine, you can have 1-2 bottles over a meal quite easily.
Oh, easy. But he would sell it by the case, though. That was a different thing for a restaurant to do. Restaurants to sell by the bottle, but he'd sell actually cases of wine. He had a separate business out of it. But what he would do for wine at dinner was he had a unique system. It was an honor system where they just had a jug of wine, and then you finish your wine and he'd bring more wine, and then at the end of the meal you would tell him how much you drank. This is a very old school kind of situation.
Yeah, that is. Oh, they still got a little bit going, and like I said, my parents are actually from Madeira. It's a little bit like that as well. Still a little bit over that in the old school places anyway. You pretty much eat what you want, drink what you want, and it's cheap as chips. And they're just like, yeah, whatever. 20 euros, oh, whatever. You could have the big jugs or whatever, 2-3 jugs. No worries. Yeah, good enough.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, good enough. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and you want to take some home too? Well, yeah, no, look, take some home too. Not a problem. Look, have another one for the road. Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the money. Just have another one. Oh, okay, no problem. It's good. I miss those. I miss those little bits. Hopefully, I want to take my kids after we leave Asia. After we leave here, hopefully, I want to take them for a quick run there, show them that side of the culture as well. Okay, you've seen my wife's side of the culture. It's time to see my side of the culture. Obviously, we live in Australia and all that, so they've seen the Australian culture. Now they're getting the Asian side of the culture. Now it's time to go see the Portuguese, European side of the culture. If we've still got any left there in another year, the way things are going there. Lucky, but they're still very traditional, but Portugal's, I think they're having a few issues there as well. Same as the rest of Europe, unfortunately.
Yeah, hopefully.
I haven't seen it for myself, so I don't know yet. We'll soon see.
Yeah, of course, we're getting the news that we're getting over here, but I know a few people over there. I know, especially in the UK, I've got some friends who are there, and they're just considering leaving. It's getting to that point, but who knows? I mean, you never know if they can turn it around. Should they want to maybe make a deal with us, or who knows? Who knows what they want? Just hopefully it all goes peacefully.
Yeah, exactly. It's the last thing we want is dramas. We all got to live. We all got kids. We all got families. We don't want problems.
Yes, sir.
Last thing we need.
Yeah, no, it's
Alrighty.
and there's there's a the way I look at it is, of course, if something happens, you want to be ready for it. But the last thing you should want is any kind of violence, right? I mean, it's not something people that they watch TV and they think they're going to go be Rambo, but most of them be scared in the corner.
Oh, exactly. Especially the purple-haired ones. Yeah, they will be the first ones running. It's our generations that actually watch It's our generations that actually watch the Rambo. Yeah, we'll be the first ones going. Yeah, exactly. We've watched Rambo. Come on, let's go.
Yeah,
but you don't want to push our buttons. That's for sure.
No, I mean, guys like us who have kids, we're the most dangerous ones because we don't want anything
We've
to
got
do
something
with
to live for now.
Yeah,
exactly. We got things to lose now. Whereas, if we're single and everything else, we had nothing to lose. Now we've actually got our wives and kids and family. So, mate, we've got more to lose out of everybody else. We've got to do stuff for our generations, to keep my kids going.
Yeah,
same as yourself.
We
want to see a life of these
we
guys.
give a rip,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We do care about tomorrow, unfortunately. So, yeah, just hopefully things get better anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, they will.
I
know they'll get better for sure, but it's just a question of how soon, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see all this stuff.
What's going on here, Sword?
People are going nuts down in the US. Oh, actually, then again, you see it everywhere. Not just the US. The comments are the same. So come on, a normal family guy's just got shot, mate. The ways they're talking about it. So you guys are just nuts. There's some people there. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. There's, you see it everywhere. All the comments they're saying. So, geez, not even your worst enemy. You talk like that. Have some kind of respect. They have no respect at all. So, okay. What's worse is like, okay, what? It's like they're asking for war type of thing. It's like, well, you are going to be the first ones crapping your pants, mate. The ones that are doing all the whinging. So you seriously want to start on, us normal folk and stuff like that. So you guys have got to buck this chance. You got no chance.
No, not what's the normal
girls hide in the corner, basically.
What's the normal kind of dads come in? Once the fathers come in, it's over.
Oh, exactly. What are the purple hair ones going to do? Go scream about their pronouns.
Well, I was talking about this over on Joaquin Flores' channel last night, just in his Telegram, and
we're ready to go. We're ready to go Rambo on their asses, mate. And here they are whinging about their pronouns. Yeah, fact, mate. We're going to go Rambo on your asses, mate.
Well, the fact is that they're not a. Somebody was saying that, oh no, we don't want to go after them. They're an ideology. It's okay. Look, they're not an ideology. They're a rent-a-mob, is what they are.
Yeah,
so they don't. They're just a rent-a-mob. That's it. And when the money goes away, well, I mean, they burned cities and they took some action in 2020, but they were paid to do it. So when the money goes away, the problem goes away mostly. You're going to have some holdouts and a few people who are, ideological, and they'll fight, but that's a small percentage. And most of those guys are getting paid, $15-20 an hour to quote unquote protest. They're not real.
And they're getting away with it too.
They're not going to get away with it now.
Off you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think so. Not anymore. I think times have changed. They're not going to get away with it anymore.
Well, no, Trump designated the reason the conversation happened was because Trump designated Antifa as a terrorist organization.
Good. So we should.
Yeah. So that means they can be troublemakers. Because the problem is that these guys would protest, and they'd just be let go because the local DAs wouldn't prosecute, the local attorneys would not prosecute, and the judges let them go. Well, now now that they can be federally prosecuted, so the rules have changed. So.
No, exactly. You won't see him do it anymore.
No. So
you won't see him do it anymore. Exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mick. If we can come back and do this again next Thursday, and like I say, I'll try not to talk your ear off quite as much, and perhaps we can grab some more trades than we did this time.
Yeah. I think next time, sounds good. Like I said, I was just a good little session today, just talking and get to know each other, how to trade and everything else, and you get to see my trade and the way I trade and stuff like that. So next time we'll actually do a little bit less talking and more trading.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, sounds good, mate. Yeah, not too sure about next Thursday. I've actually got visitors coming over from Australia, so next Thursday, no. But maybe the one after that, I think we should be good.
All right, then we'll plan on the following Thursday and enjoy your family or visitors as it were. I don't know if they're family, friends, doesn't matter, but whoever it is,
Yeah, it is.
enjoy
Mum and
the
dad,
visit.
mum and dad's coming across. Mum and dad's
Oh,
come
that's
out to
lovely.
see their baby boy. They got to see
That's
their baby
lovely.
boy and the grandkids.
Nice. Oh, okay. That's my parents came.
Again, I missed. Yep. Sorry.
No, it's again that delay kind of makes us talk over each other. My parents came out 2 weeks ago, and they got to see myself, my wife and I, but all the grandkids, and my sister came with her 4 kids, and our house was a riot for about a few days. It was fun.
That's it. I'm sure the grandparents love it anyway.
Oh,
I think Gus made the best point one day, as in, this women's stuff and everything else. Is in, you look at my parents, and I don't know about you guys, if you guys still do the Sunday lunches and stuff like that. In Australia, we still do the Sunday lunches. When my grandmother was alive, we did the same. So we'd have everybody. When my grandmother was alive anyway, all the cousins, all the uncles, all the aunties, mate, you could have 50, 60, 70 people all in the one house at one time, all the kids and everything. Mate, they were the best times. Best times ever. Big family. What a time that was. So yeah, my grandmother's gone now. So it's just my mum still does it. My mum and dad, they still do it every Sunday, but it's just smaller now. It's just me, my brothers, sisters, their kids. Still a good bluff. And it's the best way to think. Otherwise, you don't see your brothers and sisters these days. Everyone's too busy and everything else. So at least every Sunday, we still catch up. We all have a good laugh, good joke. Everything else, we have our little blues here and there, especially the old COVID thing stirred up a few little blues here and there, as they do in all families at that time, I'm sure. But we all get through it. We're a strong family base, so all good. And like I said, Gus said the same. I love Gus's comment. You look at that one woman. One woman produced so much. Look what that one woman produced. And she basically produced all those kids. Out of that one woman, there's 20 people there. Such a strong family. They should be proud of that. The older generations, I'm sure, like your grandparents or your parents, would be proud of that. Look what you've brought up. You've got your kids. My daughter's got the kids. This, and that. They look at that and they love that. That's the best thing of their day.
Yeah. Well, my great grandmother, she had something along the lines of 40 or 50 great grandkids. So. That's
that's my dad's side about that small, but my mum's side, I think with kids, her kids, because I think she had 13 kids. 13, I think it was, and then they all had averaged about 5 to 7 kids. So I think, and then with the grandkids, I think they had about before she died, but she was about 94, 96 when she finally passed away. I think she had over 100. It was 110-ish, around there or something. Around that mark, 110. As in kids, great-grandkids, kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. It's like amazing. Come from that one woman.
I'm just talking about great-grandkids alone is 50. If you count the great-great-grandkids and the kids, I mean, family party goes well over 100. So, hey, my man, I got to jump off here. I got a hard stop.
We got to go. I'm sure you got your show. You got your show too, man. I'm sure it's coming up in about 5 minutes as well.
Yep.
I'll be listening to it too. All right, take it easy.
Thanks for coming. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Another week.
All right then.
Thanks, man. See ya.
Ciao.
Bye. See ya.